Italians won 7-2 over Ukraine. Igor Moskvichov, the Ukrainian coach, says he's done a lot of reflecting since then. The team has worked on how to handle the Italian defensive discipline, and they found a way to add some colour to their game and to break through this difficult Italian side. We're going to find out if they can do it. The semi-finalists from 2022 will now take on a nation that went out in the group stage last time. A nation determined to do better on this occasion. The Italians looking to get back to the top and close to the medal matches. Ukraine and Italy facing off in the Jatica Sports Centre in Poreč. The head coach is Igor Moskvichov and Massimiliano Bellate. And we'll now have the national anthems of Ukraine and Italy. Il canto degli italiani, followed by Scene Vmela Ucraini, I Slava I Volja, the national anthems of Italy and Ukraine respectively. The setting is the Jatica Sports Centre in Poreč on the Istrian Peninsula in the northwest of Croatia, an ancient city of 2,000 years of history. For Ukraine, Ivan Bielimov, the 17-year-old, is the starting goalkeeper. Number 8, Dmitro Fedik, also 17, scored against France on August the 27th in one of the warm-up games. A player to really keep an eye on is number 9, Maxim Malninovsky. 19-year-old who scored against France and in the 2 games against Spain. He also scored the goal that made it safe for them in qualification against Serbia. For Italy, in goal, Samuele Yagubian, the 18-year-old Roma player who won the Under-19 National Cup in March. A fine young goalkeeper. Alessandro Schettino wears number 3, scored twice against Ukraine in the 7-2 win in June. Those just the starting lineups, but it is futsal, so rolling substitutions in operation. If you're new to watching futsal, then we'll go through all of that as the game gets underway. And in charge of proceedings, the 2 referees, Dino Kramer of Croatia and Julien Long of France. Pablo Delgado Satre of Spain is the 3rd official. Have a look there for a moment at Dimitrov Fedik as we look at Igor Moskvichov, head coach of the Ukrainian team, knows this fixture very well, played against the Italians a couple of times at the European Championships in 2001 and 2003.
Blue, first half time you have ball, okay? Okay. Good play, enjoy and respect each other, okay?
Ivan Bielimov, the goalkeeper in this very warm setting of the Žatica Sports Centre in Porec, built for the 2009 Men's World Handball Championships. Now time to discover who can handle the heat of the late summer in Croatia. Beautiful part of the world. Great opportunity for these 2 teams to get their campaign off to a strong start. It's going to be very difficult for Ukraine. They know that based on the game in June. What have they learned from then? Can they handle and defeat this difficult Italian team? We'll discover in just a moment. So we begin Ukraine taking on Italy. It is the 2023 Uefa Under-19 Futsal Championship at the Žatica Sports Centre in Porec, Croatia. Italy in possession. The first of 2 20-minute halves using a stop clock format. Igor Moskvichov, the head coach of Ukraine, who enjoyed beating Italy as a player in the 2001 European Championship semi-final on penalties, then lost the final as a player 2 years later to the Italians. Alessandro Schettino is the captain of the Italian team. 7 is Giuseppe Lavrendi, plays for Roma, who won the Italian Under-19 Cup back in March. A lot of the players were involved in that and then flew directly that evening to play in the qualification campaign. And a push by Schettino on Maxim Malinovsky. Already disagreeing about the decision, Massimiliano Belate, whose team have been preparing at the National Training Centre in Coverciano in Tuscany. Worst places in the world to prepare. Opportunity here for Lavrendi and good covering defensive work. A fine block from Maxim Malinovsky. Vital. And there, one of the interesting idiosyncrasies of the rules of futsal. Players cannot make sliding challenges to tackle their opponents, but they can put their bodies on the ground to block the ball, to make contact with the pass. Giulio Perazzato with the kick in. Lavrendi. Perazzetta. Given away. Fedik. It's to Skibchik, but a foul. And that's the second already for the Italians of their accumulated fouls in this first half. And I'm sure many of you know, if we get to 5 accumulated fouls, then every subsequent one that results in a direct free kick will be a shot from the second penalty mark. As the first shot does come in, it's from Skibčík. Captain coming back to deal with things defensively as well. Skibčík scored the winner in the 5-4 victory over France on the 27th of August. And that goes behind off Vadim Chuchurai. Lavrendi, dealt with by Bielimov, but the shot is going to come back in. There's Giulio Perazzetta. Also involved was Gianluca Salvetti, 17-year-old who scored in the important 2-2 draw with England in qualification. Vladislav Kachenko. Kachenko does well. Beletsky. Yelishev with some strength. Kachenko. First real spell that the Ukrainians have enjoyed of being able to hold the ball and try to construct an attack. But the problem of facing this Italian team is that they are just so difficult to deconstruct. Thumped with little accuracy from Andriy Yelishev, who one would expect to be accurate considering how well he played in qualification and in the warm-up games. Actually one of the two players that did score against the Italians in June in this city. Number 10 is Barnaba. Plays for Felice Venezia Mestre. A great debut season for the first team, scoring 6. And that's just overhit after a good run from Bui. He is a clever player. He's been re-signed by the club this season and is expected to be significantly more high impact in the first team. And I think you just saw a little evidence of it there in his movement. Schettino. Now it's with Kachenko. Denis Nitsarenko. Nitsarenko keeps the run going, and he's done really well. Just got muscled off the ball by Barnaba Bui. A little miscontrol, probably helping the Italian number 10. Oh, really a wayward delivery there. Kachenko not fouled though. I think he had quite a hefty fall, the 18-year-old. Looked like he landed very badly. Bui under some pressure from Dmytro Skibčík. The press working well by Igor Moskvichev's team. It will be Skibčík to restart. Yelimov. Malinovsky. Goalkeeper has as I'm sure many of you watch futsal on a regular basis know, limited involvement when they're in their own half. There are certain restrictions on what they can do when it comes to touching the ball again in the build-up to an attack. Once they get into their own half, the opposition half I should say, then it's more of a free-for-all. Bielimov, good distribution. Rather a hopeful call for a foul. Tommaso Grosso involved, wearing number 20. 19-year-old, plays for Aosta, the team that's just won the under-19 national championship. Beat Roma 10-2, and Grosso played fantastically in the final. Quick shot, good anticipation. Ukraine alive defensively. He's been working so hard with his team, Igor Moskvichov, to learn from that loss to Italy in June. And the Ukrainians have shown themselves to be a hard team to beat, actually. They were 4-0 down against the French last week and won it 5-4. Now what a great opportunity here on the break. It must be. Oh, it's put wide. Maxim Malinovsky convinced that he was pushed. Terrific play from Skibchuk to free Maxim Malinovsky, and he just couldn't quite make the angle work in his favour. Oh, it was a glorious chance for Ukraine though. All of that coming from the excellent reading of the corner kick and the athleticism of Dmytro Skibchuk. Header back by Tommaso Grosso to Samuele Yagubian. Important little touch from Dmytro Fedik. Chuchurai will have to go back to Bielimov. Didn't have too many clear options there, Ivan Bielimov, and his body language indicated that he was a little frustrated by it. Fedik. Laterally it goes to Chuchurai. Malinovsky looking for Chuchurai. Clever play this from Ukraine. Was there surely a tug of the shirt on Vadim Chuchurai. It did look as though Tommaso Ceccarelli was trying to grab a handful of the shirt of the Ukrainian. Blocked and just cleared by Grosso. A way better spell for Ukraine. Andriy Yelishev. Kachenko wearing number 6. 17 is Igor Paletsky. Long time friend of Andriy Yelishev, number 7. Watch for those two, 7 and 17 combining. They actually have been playing since primary school at Villa in Kharkiv. Oh, nervous and risky from Ceccarelli. He's only 15, Tommaso Ceccarelli. And there he is, the already under 17 captain for Roma, as he's replaced by his national captain at under 19 level, Alessandro Schettino. Lavrendi. Denis Snitsarenko, a player who is just proving a little difficult for the Italians at the back. He scored twice against Romania in the 7-3 win in qualification as Ukraine topped their group. Italy also topped their group, but not quite as emphatically. Had a 2-2 draw with England and then victories over the Czech Republic and Turkey. Now an opportunity, another one surely. Just couldn't quite fashion that into a shot on the right foot to Vladislav Kachenko. So Gabriele Ficara came across to make the interception. Good play from the Roma player. Cut out by Lavrendi. Snitsarenko. Again Lavrendi. Overlapping was Ficara, but Ukraine cutting out the attack of the Italians. Some of the Italians not happy about the challenge. Malinovsky, played on by Skubčík. Clever, very clever, looking for Fedek's run. This is certainly a Ukraine team that looks a little more inventive than they did back in June. It is as Moskvichov promised. Schettino. Zeta ended up going nowhere. He scored twice against Turkey in the 4-2 win in the final qualification match, the vital game as it turned out. Skubčík. And it's gathered by Samuele Yagubian. A chance for Italy to cultivate an attack potentially with Lavrendi, and once again stalling things the captain Dmitro Skubčík, who's had a superb game thus far. Malinovsky. Back to Bielimov. Was just put under a little pressure, but still managed just about to find Fedek, who's drawn the foul. Certainly a shove, and then a bundle from Ficara. He did well, Dimitrov Fedik, to get something out of that. Malinovsky. We're approaching the halfway point. This first 20-minute period. Yagubian. Too easy that for Fedik to read. Looking for Gianluca Salvetti. And you would look for Salvetti in a situation like this. He scored a hat-trick against Ukraine in June. He's a very impressive young goal scorer. Just a little too high for Perazzetta. Two groups in this tournament. The other group features the host nation Croatia, along with Portugal, Spain, the dominant force at this level, and France. And they're all involved in competition on this, the opening day. One back well. Yelishev just behind Snitsarenko. Yelishev, goalkeeper's there. Oh, Yagubian with such an important save. And then real displeasure from the sidelines after the challenge. But let's have a look back at the chance first and foremost. He did very well, Snitsarenko, to get it back to Yelishev. It was played slightly behind the number 11. Samuel Yagubian making his first really significant save. A couple of very good chances for Ukraine. That is given away. Bui. They make up for it with the block from Snitsarenko, but pressure on Ukraine, courtesy of their own careless use of the ball. But the danger subsides. Had a lot of work to do. Snitsarenko with a missed control ends up actually winning a corner kick, just thumping it. Lovely piece of skill from Barnaba Bui. Almost pulled it back to Salvetti. Had Snitsarenko not got there, then that would have been a free chance for Gianluca Salvetti. Yelishev, chance, oh, it's put wide. Vladislav Tkachenko, and that's now three tremendous opportunities for Ukraine. Snitsarenko with a little back heel. He winced as he saw Tkachenko put that wide. They have cultivated some very nice attacks, Igor Moskvichev's team. On one hand, he must be thrilled, and on the more important level, frustrated that they haven't been able to convert. But the signs are so good. Really being pressed back here, Ukraine. Oh, and yet a high quality ball has still been produced, and nearly somehow Snitsarenko put it in. It seemed as though Ukraine were absolutely caught in their own defensive area, and yet one super pass made it through the press, and Snitsarenko nearly found the angle. Kachenko has to play it back. Peletsky goes back to Bielimov. Vecchio. Worth a go. Francesco Vecchio. And he has scored in this stadium before, in the 5-4 win against Croatia in Porridge in June in the Futsal Week tournament. No competitive goals yet for the Italian under-19 team. Vecchio. Defended well, particularly Dimitrov Fedik. Over the top from Barnaba Bui. Those can be very difficult shots for goalkeepers with the lack of clear visibility. The goal 3 by 2 metres. I think Bielimov was pretty comfortable that was heading over the top. Simone Torrisi, the 18-year-old, who's been regarded for a couple of years as one of the best young prospects in Italian futsal. For good reason. Bielimov lofts it, it's chested down and almost controlled by Malinovsky, who again thinks he was fouled. And definitely Vecchio does reach across and pull on his shoulder. Malinovsky, still Malinovsky. Very tight angle, he couldn't quite get the pull back. Good defending from Barnaba Bui. Three very good opportunities for Ukraine to get the opening goal. Can they get another? They did create a fourth fine chance. Dimitrov Fedik putting it wide from a very free position. Let's have a look at this again. Well, he just couldn't get his body into the right position quickly enough to strike the ball. But that now has got to be considered 4 very good opportunities. There they are, Yelishev and Peletsky, the two childhood friends. Started playing the sport in the same school team. They were joined later by Vladislav Kachenko, the number 6. Now they've made it all the way to the under-19 European Championships. One back well by Lavrendi. Oh, it's fallen to Ficara. Just couldn't quite get a shot. Yagubian. Schettino, what a lovely touchdown. Lavrendi, space and brilliant defending from Skipchik, who has been tremendous. that was a vital interception, because Gabriele Ficara was waiting for an opportunity to test Bielimov one-on-one, but he so nearly had it. And then at the other end, as ever, Denis Nitsarenko working hard to disrupt the build-up for the Italians. He's done it again, really effectively. These controlled challenges working well, and Italy have got the breakthrough on the counter-attack. It all started from winning the ball back with such good control, sliding in, sending it to Ficara, and Ficara beats Bielimov. It's Ukraine 0, Italy 1. And after a passage of play where Ukraine have had so many opportunities, they just couldn't quite convert them, and Italy punish. But it started with Schettino's excellent challenge to win the ball back. Gabriele Ficara with a wonderful finish, and that is how cruel the game can be. Italy's first goal, and it is Ficara's first competitive one. Does his mind now dwell upon all of those wonderful chances? There's Ceccarelli, denied by Dimitros Gibchik. But one can just feel psychologically what that goal has done. There really has been a drop in the mood of the Ukrainian players. The bench just looks so different now. And almost Ficara again. The angle was too tight for any realistic expectation of him finishing. But it was excellent from Perazzetta to create the chance in the first place. 3.5 minutes for Ukraine to find an equaliser before the conclusion of the first half. Ceccarelli, excellent ball from Ceccarelli. Oh, good goalkeeping from Ivan Bielimov. Perazzetta didn't seem to quite be able to cleanly get the shot. Really wildly lunging in was Vadim Chuchurai. Perazzetta astonished. And then acknowledging the quality, the high quality of the delivery. Now the timeout has been called. So Italy using their one timeout of this half. We remind ourselves of the excellent finish from Gabriele Ficara, the only goal of the game so far. Timeout called. A plan constructed for the attack, but it falls down immediately. They'll get another opportunity. If you're just joining now, it's the first half of Ukraine and Italy, Group B of the 2023 UEFA Under-19 Futsal Championship at the Žartica Sports Centre in Poreč, Croatia. The first match for both of these teams, and just the one goal from Gabriele Ficara after really a whole host of excellent chances for Ukraine, including one for Andriy Yelishev. They must not be too disheartened, the team in yellow, because they've played really well. Igor Peletsky comfortably seen wide by Yagubian. Tommaso Ceccarelli. Perazetta. Cut out by Stinsarenko. Kachenko. Really just ran out of width. Ceccarelli. It was the right sort of idea, just a little miscommunication between him and Perazetta, a little misjudgment perhaps from the 15-year-old. But what a promising prospect he is, Italy's number 16. Gachenko. Last couple of minutes approaching for Igor Moskvichev's team in this first half. Denis Nitsarenko has played well. They have, as a whole, played very well. It feels a very different prospect from the 7-2 win for Italy in June. But what Italy have done, and done so effectively, is make something out of limited opportunity. Bui gives it to Ceccarelli. Lovely footwork from Ceccarelli and blocked by Stitsarenko, but a little glimpse of the quality of control that Tommaso Ceccarelli has. Schettino just thumps it across goal, hoping for a touch on. It now will be Ukraine to use their timeout. Dimitrov Fedik has it back. Free and wanting it here and getting it now is Malinovsky. Wearing number 4, Ilya Prikodko. Looked as though he was caught there, Dimitrov Fedik. Didn't look a particularly controlled challenge. Gianluca Salvetti, the player who did rather lunge. Yeah, it's not a good challenge at all. Roman Tatumirak. Seeing others involved now in this Ukraine team that we haven't had much chance to look at so far in the game. As we enter the last minute of this first half. Yakubian. Oh, and then a little touch on from Gianluca Salvetti, trying to catch out Ivan Bielimov. It would have been remarkable to score from that sort of position as the goalkeeper, Yakubian, makes another important stop. Fedik. They've done so much right, Ukraine. Can they get the equalising goal? Oh, great challenge by Schettino. Terrific defending. This is Ilya Prihodko with the shot. Another fine block. It comes this time from Gianluca Salvetti. 21 seconds for Ukraine in this first half. Yakubian ready for another attack. It's going to be Malinovsky who goes down. And there's going to be a yellow card. Barnababui, the player cautioned. It really is a late and inelegant challenge from Bui. That also puts Italy at their 5 accumulated fouls, but with only a matter of 11 seconds to go. Reset does come at half-time. But this is a great opportunity for Ukraine. Right before the end of the first half, can they get a reward for all of the chances that they've created? Massimiliano Belarte has got to trust that his players get this right defensively. Malinovsky is blocked. Follow-up also blocked from Prihodko. Captain Schettino doing very well. 8 seconds left. Another chance surely coming for Ukraine, and another excellent block. It comes from Giulio Perazetta. Skipchik, good idea, try to find Malinovsky, but it was well read, and that looks as though the time has just run out now for Ukraine unless Bielimov can get this launched pretty effectively. And that is the end of the first half. Ivan Bielimov beaten by Gabriele Ficcaro's strike. Some great opportunities for the Ukrainians. It's been a close game. It is clear that Igor Moskvichev's team have got a strategy to break through the Italian defence. They've done that on several occasions. They just haven't been able to beat Samuele Yagubian. As a result, Massimiliano Bellate's team leads, but it is a close contest. Ukraine 0, Italy 1. Much more to come from the Žatika Sports Centre in Porec after the 15-minute break. Welcome back to the setting of the Žatega Sports Centre in Poreč, Croatia, and the 2023 UEFA Under-19 Futsal Championship, with Samuele Gubian of Italy yet to concede despite plenty of good opportunities for Ukraine. But Igor Moskvichev's team not disheartened, they shouldn't be, despite trailing at the break. Massimiliano Belate relieved to see Gabriele Ficara finish when one-on-one with Ivan Bielimov. That the only goal of the game so far, but a long way still to go. It's not safe for the Italians. A lot can happen in futsal very quickly, and it is clear that Ukraine will continue to create chances. The second half begins. Ukraine in possession. They trail Italy by just a single goal scored by Gabriele Ficara. But the story of the first half, a nuanced one. Lots of good opportunities for the team in yellow. And now they seek to simply convert one of them. Here is Denis Snitsarenko. He goes to Andriy Yelyshev. He fouls straight away. Just 30 seconds or so on the clock. Accumulated fouls only apply to direct free kicks or penalty kicks, not for indirect free kicks. And just to remind you that 5 accumulated fouls changes the dynamic, because when the next one is committed, we'll come back to that because there's a chance here for Ukraine. Yelyshev, as I was about to say, that when the 6th foul is committed, then it is a kick from the second penalty mark. Yelyshev, 18-year-old, who scored against Italy in June. Linking up there momentarily with his schoolhood pal. Boyhood pal from school, I should say. I think I've just created a new word in schoolhood. Snitsarenko. They haven't had many moments of real misjudgment, Ukraine, when creating attacks. They've been quite stylish in the build-up play. They've defended well. Header back from Peletsky to Yelimov, and here is Yelyshev. Once again, Alessandro Schettino making things very difficult. The Italian captain, a real celebration from him after he'd made that interception as well, pumped his fists. And we look at Denis Snitsarenko. Important performer in the qualification campaign for Ukraine. Just about reaches Tkachenko. And this is an interesting start to the second half, because Italy are proving themselves to be very difficult for Ukraine to break down in a way that perhaps is more reminiscent of when they met back in June. It was after that match that Igor Mosvichov said that the team have been working very hard on creating those opportunities, being a little more imaginative and daring with their play. Angle always against Snitsarenko. One of the youngest players in the team, Ilya Prihodko. Youngest in this particular squad that's come to the competition. Lavrendi tries to control it, but Skibchik comes across. It's not kept in play, so Italy pressing and winning the ball back. Boy's shot blocked. Giuseppe Lavrendi laid it off for Bui. Ends up with Prihodko. Captain Skibchik. earlier on. Slovenia 4-2 winners over the Finns. Top two teams make it through to the semi-final stage. Oi. Mavrendi couldn't really control that. He's such a ferocious captain, isn't he, young Dimitro Skubčík? You can tell that he has such a positive effect on the team. Fedic was muscled off the ball and then sliding in. Schettino plays for L84 in Volpiano in the Torino area. Club founded about 20 years ago. There's such a thriving futsal scene in Italy, so many clubs. Many of them have affiliations to the 11-a-side teams. Didn't manage to keep it in, Francesco Vecchio. And he is a part of one of the strongest of the youth futsal teams, Ulster, who beat Roma, as I mentioned earlier, in the National Championship final. It's been such a controlled beginning to the first half from an Italian perspective. They have afforded Ukraine very little meaningful opportunity. There's one going to come here. It might do. It was Vladislav Tkachenko. Just wonder if the move across from Simone Torrisi was enough to force a rather wayward shot, and Bielimov had to come out to deny the aforementioned Torrisi. Little flick from Tommaso Grosso. Bui, it's in! Tommaso Grosso, the player closest to it. Did he get the last touch or not? Only he knows. But it was a quality ball from Barnaba Bui. Maybe, just maybe, Ukraine were not alert enough defensively there. It's Ukraine 0, Italy 2. Hard to see if that is Grosso or if it's Igor Peletsky. Grosso certainly seemed to have some involvement. It's got to be a very frustrating goal for Ukraine to concede. A simple, direct corner kick, played right in front of goal and just touched in the most rudimentary of fashions. A Ukraine who on so many occasions threatened Samuel Yagubian's goal in the first half. It looks like a more defensively resolute Italy in this second half, as Yalishlev is frustrated by the impressive Barnaba Bui. Snitsarenko. Tommaso Grosso in the right place at the right time. If it is his goal, it's his fourth in competitive action. He scored in every single game in qualification. He actually got the first goal for the Italians in their entire qualification campaign against the Czech Republic. Yelishev into the side netting. The goal has been formally given to Tommaso Grosso, and certainly in a situation like that where it touched certainly him or Politsky, one should favour the attacker if there's an element of doubt. May well have brushed Grosso last anyway. It's all immaterial in terms of the scoreboard. Gets it up. Just about one back, a chance coming somewhat out of nowhere. Brilliant opportunity. Good save, Yagubian. He was going down low, Yagubian, and had to keep his arms up high to block that. Did very well. And that was a fine chance for Igor Moskvichev's team to get back into the game. Gives them something to be animated about as well. Can they keep the pressure going? It was rather scuffed by Maxim Malinovsky. Shepherded behind at the other end by Ivan Bielimov. Yagubian once more. He's played very well. The game continues. It's a great opportunity put in. Skipchik setting up Maxim Malinovsky. His fifth competitive goal for Ukraine. The player who made it safe in qualification scored the goal that beat the Serbians. Now he's got the goal that gives them hope in the first match of the tournament proper. Ukraine 1, Italy 2. It's a lovely finish from Maxim Malinovsky. And he was at the heart of winning it back. Started the attack and finished it. Lavrendi. Kachenko trying to make life difficult. What a significant goal that could be. Space, must be, surely. Oh, he's put it into the side netting. Giulio Perazzetta. Oh my. Combining with Gianluca Salvetti, did everything right apart from the last simplest of manoeuvres. Well, let us be kind to Perazzetta and say that Ivan Bielimov perhaps cut the angle down as best he could. Maybe that small piece of pressure of the goalkeeper throwing his body back in the way was enough to put off Perazzetta. But could that be costly? Yelishev thumping it against his opposite number, Giuseppe Lavrendi. Actually wears number 5 for his club, Lavrendi. Not quite as comfortable now, the Italians. It is worth reflecting on Ukraine's ability as a team to come back from a deficit. They were 4-0 down against France on the 27th of August in a warm-up match and won 5-4, and they were 4-1 down against Croatia in their first match a year ago when they went on to make the semi-final stage. They won that 6-4. They are a team that seems sometimes to find an extra level when they are trailing in a match. Salvetti, who nearly combined with Palazzetta for a third Italian goal. Schettino. Salvetti goes to ground. They've already scored from one corner kick, the Italians. Blocked Lavarendi to Schettino. That's certainly not kept in by Dimitar Skubček. He's been fantastic defensively, but what a contribution to set up Maxim Malinovsky. Palazzetta. Italians in disagreement with the decision. No, it's certainly a foul. Palazzetta clearly clips the ankles, the shins of the Ukrainian player. Fedek, little flick from Skubček, slightly misjudged, oh dear. Malinovsky is not going to disagree with that decision one little bit. Poor challenge. Not a malicious challenge, but reckless. Deserving of a yellow card. The only other yellow card so far to Barnaba Bui in the first half. Ukraine on 3 accumulated fouls as we approach the halfway mark of the second half. Dimitar Skubček. The header was a little on the loose side, as was the shot though from Francesco Vescio. Still looking for a first competitive goal for the under-19 national team. Prihodko. Youngest player in the squad has been a lot more involved since the last few minutes of the first half and the duration of the second. And it's one of the fascinating things about futsal. We'll come back to that because this could be fascinating. Off the crossbar, Ilya Prihodko nearly scoring an extraordinary goal. All coming from a defensive error from the Italians. How he managed to find the bar from there, goodness only knows. That was nearly a sensational equalising goal from the 15-year-old. What vision to try that. As I was saying, it's one of the interesting features of any sport that has a rolling substitution system is when you actually choose to involve people, how you keep people as fresh as possible and how you also can spring the occasional surprise on the opposition. Snitsarenko. Dmytro Dyachenko in goal for Ukraine now, the number 16. Ukraine actually bringing 3 goalkeepers with them to this competition. The other one is number 12, Konstantin Rafalski. Important little touch from Fikara with Snitsarenko trying to play the ball forwards. With a kick in, Vladislav Kachenko scored twice in the 5-4 win against Spain on the 23rd of August. He played a couple of games in a couple of days against the Spaniards. Dmytro Dyachenko. That didn't quite work out. Tactics being discussed. Igor Moskvichov issuing the instructions on the sidelines. Italy have done a good job of arresting that Ukrainian momentum after the goal from Malinovsky. But they haven't been able to create many chances other than that corner kick that went in off Grosso. Yelishev overcommitted. Snitsarenko nearly alert was Samuel Yagubian. Just a little too much power as he put it through the legs of Francesco Vescio. Good idea though. He must be so pleased with what he's seen from his young players. Fedic. Prihodko. Very promising signs from Ilya Prihodko as they've got to get back quickly here, Ukraine. It's all rather scrambly. And it is the captain, Skipchik, who blocks from Vescio. But it was a ragged-looking defensive shape for Ukraine. Italy have the corner kick. It's Grosso. Now a chance for them to counter. The game will naturally become more stretched. What an opportunity! Didn't quite get the pace on the pass, and as a result, the attack rather disintegrates. That was a great opportunity for the team in yellow. 3 players coming forward. Just wonder if Malinovsky and Prihodko couldn't quite get that attack built up together quickly enough. Real pace from Giuseppe Lavrendi, and Ukraine have a player down. I think it was Fedig just had an uncomfortable one sliding in to try to challenge. Prihodko. Goalkeeper Diachenko has to loft in the direction of Skipchik, didn't quite come to anything. Skipchik gets back, he goes back to his goalkeeper, tough one for Diachenko to control. The older of the three goalkeepers, Diachenko, he's 19, Bielimov and Rafalski both 17. Played 16 times, Lavrendi in Serie A2 last season, scoring once. Got his first goal in league competition for Roma. He's played 51 times in the league for them. Grosso. Tsarenko, good cut out from Perazzetta. That was really well read by the number 17. He was tracking that intended ball the whole way. Well won back by Yelishlev. Turisi. And it is Yelyshev who stalls the potential for an Italian counter-attack, as we have about 4.5 minutes left and an opportunity for Perazzetta. Again, he's appealing for a foul. And Ukraine trying to stretch the Italians a little, but to Turisi, too difficult to pass. Tsarenko. Diachenko. What a good ball by Diachenko. Yelyshev struggled to control it. Grosso, score of the second goal. Good block. Ukraine try to build from the back, and they build nicely, but Italy quick and disciplined in recovering defensive shape. But do not be fooled by this Ukraine team. They are fond of a dramatic comeback. Just have to be vigilant though. The first time out of this second half. It's been called by Massimiliano Belarte. Crucial time to get the instructions right here. Stolen back, a great opportunity, and there was nobody there. Ilya Prihodko, who's been so impressive as this game has gone on. 3 minutes to go. Ukraine still creating opportunities. And this is another one, it must be put in, no! Once again, Ilya Prihodko goes so close. It seemed that he could not quite get the ball into a comfortable shooting position. And then it's flashed wide by Maxim Malinovsky. Italy just about enduring this pressure from Ukraine. What a great opening contest in this 2023 UEFA Under-19 Futsal Championship for these two teams. And this following an entertaining 4-2 win for Slovenia over Finland. Risky and not successful. Oh, it didn't run again for Prihodko, but that was such a bold and ultimately rather loose gambit from the Italians. He's thrown himself at this game as he always does, the captain Alessandro Schettino. 2 minutes. Igor Moskvichev's team looking for the equalising goal. Gianluca Salvetti, who put it on a plate for Giulio Perazzetta to make it 3-1. And we are now going to have the Ukraine timeout with less than 2 minutes to go in this match. One minute and 50 seconds left of the match. Ukraine and Italy have both used their timeouts. At the Žateca Sports Centre in Poreč, Croatia, can the Ukrainians get an equalising goal when they played so well for so long against Italy? Fedic. Kachenko. Dmitro Fedic. Prihodko. Here's a little space for Skipchik, straight at the goalkeeper, whose hands are secure, and it's just about cleared. Malinovsky is the fly goalkeeper. Dmytro Diachenko back in goal, but the moment possession is recovered, and they'll try, the Ukrainians, to overload again. So once again, departing is Diachenko, and on is Maxim Malinovsky as the fly goalkeeper. Vladislav Kachenko, here is Malinovsky. Fedic. Oh, it nearly finds Malinovsky. It is going to find somebody. Surely. They must create a chance from it. No. 21 seconds. That's all they've got left, Ukraine. Italy somehow defending and holding on. Overloading. The Ukrainians are looking for one last chance to get a draw. Can they do it? Fedik. There's the space at the back. Fedik, 5 seconds. They're going to have to now. And the time looks like it's just run out for Ukraine. Italy with a great defensive effort to hold on and win that game. Ukraine so close, considering they lost 7-2 to Italy in June. This has been a much improved performance from the semi-finalists from last year. But Italy, who went out in the group stage in last year's competition, have begun impressively with a very hard-fought-for win against Ukraine. A desperately disappointed Ukraine. Goals from Gabriele Ficara and Tommaso Grosso before Maxim Malinovsky got one back for Ukraine. But there were so many chances for the team in yellow, and a special mention surely has to go to Samuele Yagubian, the Italian goalkeeper, who made some excellent stops. And a great defensive performance as well from Alessandro Schettino, the Italian captain. It finishes Ukraine 1, Italy 2. Italy picking up 3 points on the first day of competition in Group B at the 2023 UEFA Under-19 Futsal Championship.